Usually around this time each year, I share my favorite products specifically related to children's sleep. I still love so many of the products that I shared last year in episode 60 that I decided I'm going to change it up a little bit this year. This is going to be more of a general gift idea episode. Since Ellen and Sophie and I all have kids who are very different ages, I asked them to share their gift recommendations as well. Hi, I'm Allison Egidi, a pediatric sleep and wellness coach and a mom of two. I love to help parents find solutions. This is How Long Till Bedtime. Well, hi there. This will be a different episode, and I hope you will enjoy it. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that we will link to all of the items that we recommend in the show notes. Since my girls are now 9 and 10 years old, I decided to ask Sophie and Ellen, the sleep coaches on my team, about their gift recommendations for younger children, both what their kids are loving and or items that they are loving as parents. I'll start with my recommendations and then you'll hear from Sophie and Ellen. Several years ago, we were on vacation and I found these really cute wine glasses in a gift shop. They had a wide variety and they seemed unique. I ended up buying two stemless wine glasses with the state of Virginia etched into them, and then it said home across the state. I love these wine glasses. Recently, I went on a search to find similar ones, and I was successful in finding some on Etsy. I gifted them to one of our babysitters who has become a friend and recently got married. In addition to the glasses with the state of Virginia on them, I also gave her some cool wine glasses with a map etched into them that was a map of the city where we live. These custom stemless wine glasses are a really fun gift for any wine lovers in your life. If you need a gift for someone who loves to cook, I highly recommend Super Cubes. They are silicone freezer molds that allow you to freeze things like broth or soup or any other liquid. But what makes them cool and why I love them so much is that you're able to freeze in half cup and 1 cup portions. So I use mine for chicken broth and I'm pretty obsessed because I no longer waste broth and I almost always use broth in either half cup or whole cup portions. So I always have some ready when I need it. If you have a sister or a gal pal in your life and you aren't sure what to give her, consider an ice roller for the face. I had seen a bunch of people talking about these on social media, and so I finally pulled the trigger on buying one, and I have to say, I really like it. I keep it in the freezer in my kitchen, and I use it while I'm making my coffee in the morning. Do I think it reduces wrinkles? I guess I have no idea, and maybe it's too soon to tell. But I guess I'll fall in the camp of saying it can't hurt, and I like it. It perks me up in the morning. So it's a fun gift. For my friends who have recently had a new baby, the zip up Kiki Pant footy pajamas are still my all time favorite gift. They are soft, breathable, and they stretch so they last a long time. Kiki Pants pajamas are still a favorite for both of my girls because they make them all the way up to adult sizes. And I'd say they make a great gift for anyone who has a new baby who doesn't really need toys yet, or even a toddler or young child who has plenty of toys. Two fun gifts that my girls liked to receive and then have since become our go to birthday gifts are light up letters for their bedroom or light up signs where they can edit the message on the sign. So these are a little hard to describe. I will link to them, but the letter is just the first letter of their name, and it has little lights throughout the letter. I want to say little light bulbs, but it's not like glass light bulbs. But they're cool little letters that they put on their desk or bookshelf. And then the little sign, you slide letters and images in. So my girls use them for announcing we're having movie night, or when they're playing with their friends and they're putting on a show, they announce the name of the show, or they might put happy birthday on the sign, or it's my birthday. And so the signs are customizable and they're really fun, and they can be used for a variety of things. So a great kids gift. Something I stumbled on last year ended up being the best gift Addison received last Christmas. It was the gift that kept on giving, and she was thrilled to receive it each month. If you have a child who likes to build things, or like Addison aspires to be an inventor, you should absolutely check out Crunch Labs. I heard the founder, Mark Rober, on a podcast last year. I think it was on Dax Shepard's podcast, Armchair Expert, and I was immediately sold. Mark is a former NASA engineer, and his goal is basically to inspire kids to think like an engineer. So, with this monthly subscription, Addison received a box with parts to build a really cool toy, and they operated. So, these weren't just standalone toys, some came with battery packs, and some shoot things out and knock things over. And so she would watch this video with Mark on how to build the toy. And throughout it, he's explaining how it works. So, kind of the engineering behind it. And she's obsessed. When that thing is in the mailbox, she always rips it open and builds it right away and is always testing it out. So this is a very, very cool gift. And of course, if you want to give yourself a gift of sleep while you're traveling this holiday season, or you want someone to give this to you because you have summer travels coming up, I will always recommend the Slumber Pod. So you can use my current discount code Sleep and Wellness Coach to receive 5% off your order, and we'll share a link to that as well. All right, here's what Sophie wanted to share with all of you.
Hey, so this is Sophie. I asked my 4-year-old Marlo what the best gifts for another 4-year-old would be, and my biggest takeaway from her perspective is whatever she's into in the moment, and you don't need to spend money. So that being said, my recommendations are things that make it easier for parents at this age. I have a 1-year-old and a newly turned 4-year-old. And so my recommendation is the Nugget Couch. That is a couch that you can, when they're first learning how to crawl. It's a great space. I think my 1-year-old learned how to roll while on the Nugget Couch. And then my 4-year-old now likes to build obstacle courses. So that lasts a while. It's definitely worth your investment. The other thing is our family likes to travel. So it's totally cliche, but my biggest product recommendation is the Slumber Pod, because it really does help my girls when we're traveling. It's creates blackout conditions for them. It's a little sound barrier. So whether we're in a hotel or we're all bunked up in a room at Nana's house, the Slumber Pods gives us the gift of sleep every time we travel. So that's another recommendation. And then my final recommendation is the travel stroller that we use. So this is great for airports, and if we just don't have a lot of space. Typically we use the double bob. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but it is huge, and it's a smooth ride. It's heavy and it is huge. So when we travel, we use the Juvie Graphite Ultralight double stroller, and it's great because it has a little standing pad for the toddler. So she's now 4, but when she was a toddler, she would stand on there or she had the option to sit. So I could always get her in there. I'd say, oh, do you want to sit or do you want to stand? And that would usually, she'd be on board. And then it has a seat in the front. We bought the attachment for the car seat carrier. So when my younger daughter was a newborn, I could just clip in the car seat and then the toddler would hop on the back and we could go. Now she just uses it as a regular seat. But it's really light, it's maneuverable, and that's my third and final recommendation.
I love those recommendations. And now here's what Ellen had to share.
Hey, this is Ellen. I want to share with you guys 2 things that I plan on getting my 2-year-old this year for Christmas, and then one thing that I just purchased for my grandpa that I'm just super excited about. So the first thing for my 2-year-old is a Billabo. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or not, but it's one of those seat things that they can sit in and spin around in. I want to get this for him because I think it can spark so much imagination. So he could sit in it, he can put it on his head, he can wear it as a turtle shell, he could climb on it, so many different things, and I'm sure he'll come up with even more than I could even think of. So it feels like a gift that he can keep exploring and keep using his imagination with. The second thing is a subscription to the Love Every set, which again, I might be saying that wrong, but we've had that for a little bit and we're going to continue to do it. But he always loves the sets that come in, and they come in depending on how old your child is, like every 3 months or so. And he's loved all the toys, and he will go back to toys from previous sets. So he just really loves them, and they're really good developmentally for where he's at. So we love the Love Every sets. And then the thing for my grandpa, which I just happened to stumble across, is a little book that has the front page of the New York Times on the day of his birthday every year. He loves history. So if you know someone who loves history, that could be an awesome gift for them. So those are 3 gifts that I'm super excited about giving this year for Christmas.
Thanks, ladies. So just as a reminder, we will link to all of the things that Sophie, Ellen, and I mentioned in the show notes, and you can find those show notes at sleepandwellnesscoach.com/episode-112. Happy shopping and cheers to a wonderful holiday season with your families. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to How Long Till Bedtime. To learn how we can work together to improve your child's sleep, please visit sleepandwellnesscoach.com.